Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. We're back today with episode 10 of the Peacock Journal. I just want to say before I start, please ignore Paddy Dog, who is whining because it's Saturday afternoon, late afternoon here today, and Daddy's outside pottering about with his car and pumping up his tyres and all that, and he's whining because he wants him back, basically. Anyway, please ignore him, and I do apologise. So, episode 10, we're going to decorate the front. I have sewn in the signatures. I have just done that, sewn them both in. I had to split them into two, so here we have them. So I haven't put the ephemera back in these. I suppose we could do that while we're here. So we had a lovely big journaling card that we made in a previous video for the top, and we have made a lovely little journal card for that one, and there's a spare one there. I'll just pop in there for the moment. We have two lovely little notebooks which I made, and actually I think that needs trimming off. I'll just trim that off quickly. That one. Let's see if this one needs. They're both the same, but whereas I would normally put something in send to signature for journaling on, I have decided these would be quite nice. Now I've had to re-stick this pocket down. It didn't seem to like being stuck to the wallpaper. Got two nice panels, one on this side and one on this side that I layered up with some of the kit pages and some digital paper. So this is for the other pocket here, so they're matching. Okay, and the back of this signature here, which is this one, and I made this page myself out of some cardstock, just plain card, and I've collaged it up. I made a big pocket which I didn't like, so I stamped all over it, put this on with this wired peacock ribbon, but then I didn't like the style of the pocket in the end, and it was too late. So I thought, okay, we'll embellish it, which has improved it. Made a nice journal card last time for this back pocket, which is lovely, and a small one for in there. Okay, so what I have thought is, now that I've done the two signatures, I want to cover the spine. Now I had a choice of covering it with this, which I'm kind of favouring at the moment, or covering the spine with this lovely lace, this sort of emerald green lace. I'm kind of favouring that, so, but whatever I put on, I'm going to layer it first with a strip of this old scarf, which is lovely colours, because I just want to hide that signature there. And I think it would just give it a bit more stability if I put that on. So I've had to glue that bit down. That decided it didn't want to stay glued down either. It's dried out. So let's first of all decide what we're going to put on here. I quite like this peacock feather wired ribbon. It's different to the one we have here. I mean, I have got more of that one, but I thought we would have something different on here, and I quite like that. And actually you can't see the signatures through it, but I'm worried that this, because it's ribbon, when I glue it down, I'm worried that the glue might come through. So I think that would look rather nice though. Let's have a look at the other ribbon. Well, this is lace. Let's have a look at this. So this is the other option. So imagine it if it was like that on the edge, and I would cover it with that scarf piece. I think I'm favouring the wired ribbon. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to stick this down on here. So I'm going to put it on its end, and I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. No, it's not Fabri-Tac. Beacon 3-in-1. Just give that a covering of it. You know, not too heavy, but I just want to cover that spine. I'm not squeezing the bottle too hard. Okay. Oh gosh, the smell of that just then. Okay, now this is going to be tricky. I've got to somehow hold it and get this on at the same time. So we will attempt to put that side on first. And make sure it's straight. Give it a bit of a pull. Straighten it up there. There we are. So that's that. That's better. That's that. Okay. Now I think when I put some Beacon 3-in-1 over this, I think that ribbon's going to stay on better. That's my theory. Okay, so we will put this on. So I want to kind of put it on so that for the time being I have a bit overlapping. So just check that that looks even, and it does. So I'm just going to press that wire there so I know that's the end. Okay, so first of all, going to put it over the back of the spine. This glue. Paddy, Daddy will be back soon. Daddy busy. He's not convinced that, you know, Daddy's that busy that he can't have Paddy Dog with him. Right, okay, so now we've got to try and get this into position so that it's equal both sides, and I can see some of the glue's already coming through. I just hope that it's going to be fine. Now I just remembered something actually. I just remembered I want to put a hole in here to put a dangle in. Ew, we've not done that, have we? I totally forgot. I want to put a dangle down here. I was going to put a hole in here with a crocodile, put one of the eyelets in, and then use the rings I showed. Did I show you them yet? I bought some rings. Let me find them while I'm holding this. Just reaching over to my trolley. I bought some of these rings. They're called scrapbook album rings actually. But I saw a YouTuber use these. It's one option that you can use. So you make a hole, put an eyelet in, and then you put one of these round. Oh, but they are stiff like so. So it goes in like that, clips together, and then it obviously it hangs like a ring, and then you can put all sorts of dangles off the end. So I wanted to try that option, and I've got to try and think about putting a hole in here now. I wonder whether to do it with my brad. How are we going to get that crocodile in there? I doubt if I will now. Maybe we won't do it at all. Maybe we'll leave that for another journal another day, because I've totally forgotten. Okay, that's my bad. Sorry about that. I can't see a way of doing it at the moment, so I'm going to now stick this down here. Now, do I want to use this only come through there, but this is going straight. I wonder if it will stick down with this art glitter. Let me just try that first. I'm not used to trying to attach ribbons to journal fronts. Now you're going to see some of that, but I'm hoping it does dry clear, so I'm hoping it will not only dry clear, but it will stick it down. So it's very messy, this is going to make or break this front cover, isn't it? It might not even stick it, I don't know. It seems to be soaking up the glue at this moment in time. Yeah, I'm not convinced that that's actually, well, we'll leave it like that. Every time I press it down it wants to come up. I may have to go under that wire with the 3-in-1. So we're going to do the same here. I've put this off and put this off doing this cover because I'm thinking, you know, don't want to ruin it now. I had lots of inspiration in the end for this, and it's strange because it's one I've wanted to do for a very long time. It's strange, isn't it, how that can happen to you, and I don't know why. So we're going to have to use the Beacon 3-in-1, I think, to go under the wire. So we'll just pin this glue. Where did the pin go? My desk is like the black hole. Right. Okay, so I've got book corners, and although I got 4 book corners out, one of them's disappeared already. So we're going to look for another one. So I just keep them, all my brads, my needles for signatures, my thread and the book corners all in that pot at the moment. I think these might be different ones to the ones I've actually... Oh, hold on, I can just see I need to order some more of these as well. Right, this is the other packet. There are 2 styles, you see, that I have to my name at the moment. Here we are. These are the ones. They don't know if you can see that, but they've got a little sort of filigree engraving on them. So I thought they'd be pretty. All right, put that jar back up. Excuse my arm. So I'm going to glue these on with the Beacon 3-in-1. And what I do is just put a small line kind of either side of the corner, just enough to push them on and get them to glue on. So we'll do that one there, and we've got the other 3 here, and again bit of Beacon 3-in-1 just around the corner edge, roughly the size of your corner, and that is going to go there, and that's all it needs. From past experience I found that they do stay on, so that's that. Okay, there, that's those done. Now this one, what I'm going to do with the peacock feather is I'm going to put this little die cut of a corner pocket on that is one of Doran's die cuts. She has a shop on eBay, and I can put a link below. So I'm going to put this lovely green corner pocket die cut there, and it's slim enough for the corner to be pressed on over the top of that and the book there. So we are going to glue this pocket on with some art glitter glue. Just hold on one moment. Sorry about that, I just had to shut the door because my husband's come in and I can hear he's making dinner today. It's Saturday late afternoon, and it's because I make it most of the week now because he comes home later than me. I am waited on at the weekend. That's our kind of pact, if you like. So we just, I always think this art glitter looks really messy when you first put this on, but I know it dries up clear. So that's going on there. While that's drying, I'm going to put a little bit of fabric. See, I'm always calling this Fabri-Tac round the corners like before, like so. I'm just going to put the top on there because it comes out otherwise, and then we are going to push that on to the two layers like that. Okay, so I will get any excess glue from that 3-in-1, I will get that off at the end with a rubber. Right, we'll just pin this now because next comes the tricky bit. And my plan is this little corner pocket is going to hold the peacock feather like so. And I just want the peacock feather to sort of nestle round there like that. Maybe bend it slightly if we can. So I have looked up, kind of see if anyone else has put feathers on front covers and things like that, and I found a lovely art journaler on YouTube. Sorry, I've forgotten her name off the top of my head, and she has put it on with Mod Podge. So I have some Mod Podge here. I just put a bit in here like so, and I've just put a tiny drop of water in, so it's not really one-to-one, but I'm just going to put a tiny bit more Mod Podge in here, because as soon as you add water to it, it just goes quite thin. I don't want it too thin. So this is going to be very, very interesting. And this could have completely ruined this cover, and then we'll have to think about something else. So we're just going to put that there like that. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of Beacon 3-in-1, I think, on the end of this feather. So on the underside, just about an inch or so on the bottom of that stem, like so, so that it stays in this pocket. And I've got to try and arrange these. Now this feather, it's very strange, the little feathers that are on it, because they look like they're all stuck together, but that's the way they're formed. So I'm just trying to arrange it. So I think we'll have to kind of arrange it as time goes, as we Mod Podge it. Okay, so I'm going to stick it in there. I'm just going to get a couple of my clips. Excuse my arm, but they're on the shelf above my desk in front, so sorry about that. So these very handy clips. So we're going to clip that edge of that pocket down and this edge here. So I've also caught the bottom of the feather in there, so we'll just have those like that to give that pocket plenty of time to dry. Okay, so now comes the part where we're Mod Podging. I am a bit nervous about this, I must say. I mean, I've Mod Podged this wallpaper cover already to give it some extra durability. Right, can you see me there? Now, I'm going to take the brush. Let's do or die. Load my brush up. And I'm going to sort of put the feathers somehow how I want them. And I'm going to just go over them like that with the Mod Podge. And I think I'll go up one side and hold it down while I do those. Once you've Mod Podged over it, it stays in place. Mod Podging there. Now, what I call the eye of the feather, which is the most beautiful part of it, is here. So this might need a little bit more. So I'll use the end of my brush just to tease out that feather there. So I don't want them to look all, you know, all over the place kind of thing. As we move this around as we go, gently pat that down and that. And in a way it's a good thing that the ribbon hasn't, the metal edge of the wired edge, I should say, of that ribbon hasn't actually stuck completely down, because the feather is naturally going underneath that gap there. So I'm just arranging the feathers a bit, kind of, you know, like that. And some more on here. See how that looks. Now that looks fine to me. It's not covering up my lovely peacock. Just wipe that off of there. And I think I'll just give this a little coat up the sides, just so that it's even, and making sure just so that it's got another even coat, because I don't want it to look patchy. So now I need to put some more here and make sure that stays down. So I haven't made a lot of the Mod Podge up because I don't want to waste it. You know what I'm like about wasting things. So I'm going to then put some just under that pocket there. Gently adhere that to the pocket and even that out a bit. That's it. It's okay. Now I need to gently just smooth out that Mod Podge there. I still feel it needs a little bit more around that area, so I'm just patting it down now to fill up there where the feather isn't quite sitting flat, because it's a natural thing, you know, it's not man-made, so it's not going to do exactly what I want it to do. And I just hope it dries up. Well, Mod Podge does dry up clear. So I may have to just hold that piece down just for a few seconds. And this is going to now need to dry. So wish me luck. I may have to pin that down somehow. Okay, so that's the start of the cover. I hope you like it. We've obviously got the 2 signatures inside. We will go through those with the ephemera we've made and see what we need to do with some of the pages. So the rest of the idea is this. Once this is all dry, I'm going to put one of the clusters we made here. I don't want it to be too overpowered by stuff. So I'm going to put the cluster there. And we're going to have a dangle, and I've never made a dangle in my life. I'll just put that to one side for a second and show you. Now Tanya at Tattered Treasure kindly sent me these in with an order as a happy mail, and those are lovely, you see, so I can make the dangle. So I've started by choosing bits and pieces. Now this is piece of ribbon. This is this lovely iridescent ribbon that's greens and blues. I don't know if you can see that, but I've actually cut it down the middle, so I've made 2 narrow pieces out of it. So I'm going to use those. So bear in mind they're going to be, as far as I can tell, I have to cut them like that, and then I have them like this. Okay, folded over. So I've got a piece of lovely blue, sort of a tealy blue velvet ribbon there, and I've got some of this strange wool. It's got bobbles on, so I thought that would go nicely. And you don't want everything the same length apparently, and these can be trimmed down accordingly. I've even got some of this fibre, which we may have up there in it somewhere like that. What else have we got? I've got this part of my scarf. I can make a long piece out of that. So this is not the right length, but I can rip a piece off it that is the right length-ish and have some of that. Then I've got, you know, obviously got beads, so I want some sort of like baker's twine type stuff that I can thread beads onto properly. And then I might use some of this narrow ribbon that Tanya sent me, because the whole journal is all greens and blues really. Teals, greens and blues. So this gold would be lovely. So we're going to do that on another video though, but I just wanted to show you what I've gathered so far. Okay. So I'm excited about that because I've never made a dangle before and I'm really keen. So imagine that's all dried, and hopefully, please, you know, let's hope that that peacock feather dries up nicely and not dull. And we're going to put this lovely dangle I made, even if I do say so myself, on here, on this little corner pocket, like so. Try and ignore those clips. And maybe I may put a bit of ribbon down here, or even another little corner pocket. I don't know. But I was thinking of putting a nice word here, kind of like a label with a word on, layer up something in just a small rectangle and layer it up like we sometimes, you know, you layer up the middle of your cover. In the middle you might have like a nice rectangle and layer it up, a bit like I did in here. So I thought we might have a tiny version of that here with a nice word on. So there were some words that came with the kit. So as I've said before, I am using a combination. So the majority of the kit is all Calico Collage, and that's her Spring Peacock kit. And then I've used some pages from Janie B's Peacock kit, and I've also used some of Vectoriadesigns Proud Peacock kit in here, in the pages, and with the ephemera. And also some of the ephemera, some of the postcards and journal cards are by an Etsy shop called Digital Mandragora, and they have some nice things on there. So we may have a layer here with some, maybe, you know, might even be a bit of this lace, I don't know, and something else and something else. So we'll think about that. When we do the dangle, we'll finish that off as well. But I've picked out that one because I rather like that. And I want to keep it fairly simple. Now, it's not too much of a crocodile mouth here. It's just nice. But we've got a lot of ephemera to put in. So I haven't decided what we're going to use as the closure yet. I think I'm going to put 2 holes in. My usual style is 2 holes, one there and one there. And then have some sari or something. But I have got this lovely, well, I've got a whole roll of, let's have a look. It keeps coming unrolled. Actually, I've got this, which might be too blue, but I've also got this roll of this lovely ribbon here. So that would be nice as a closure, I think. So we will see. It's if I can get it through those holes. The eyelets. I think I could, because I think with this ribbon you can just kind of do that with the end, get it into a kind of a pointy bit, and then get it through. So we will do that. So that's it for me for episode 10 of the Peacock Journal. Hope you enjoyed that, and let's hope it's something new. I've never tried Mod Podging this. I'm going to wait for it to dry before I put some Beacon 3-in-1 down these edges. Some of it has stuck down and it's not too bad. It hasn't it's not showing. It's showing a little bit there, but I'm hoping that will dry out a bit more. But that's it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I've made it as quick as possible. And that is what it's going to look like. You can just see the feather there. When the Mod Podge is all dry, fingers crossed, it's all going to look fine. But at least I know the feather won't come off. Okay, that's enough of me waffling on as usual. Take care everyone. Happy crafting. Bye bye.